Hello, my name is Autumn Bernier and I'm the founder and CEO of Skill Crush, an online education company where tech is for everyone, especially if you are a woman, a person of color, or a mid to late career changer. And I would like to welcome you to my YouTube channel, where I share insider tips and tricks about making a career change into tech, even if you have no prior experience and no computer science degree. And I would love if you would subscribe to my channel. In today's video, I will be sharing 5 entry-level tech jobs that you can get even if you have no experience. And I would know because I help Skill Crush students get these jobs every day and twice on Sundays. Yes, I do. And you can check out our playlist, Tech Career Success Stories, in order to hear their stories. So without further ado, let's talk about these awesome entry-level tech jobs that you can get. Entry-level tech job number 1, junior front-end developer. I'm gonna be honest, I started with my favorite first. And the reason why this is my favorite is A, this was my first job in tech, but B, this is one of the main roles that we train our students at Skill Crush for. What a front-end developer does is they code the front end or the client side of the website, the beautiful parts of websites that you and I have come to know and love. And front-end developers do that with the coding languages HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. What's awesome about this job is that it is super fun and super interesting. There are jobs in every single industry as front-end developers. The pay is phenomenal, over $100,000 according to the site Indeed, and the jobs, they are aplenty. And I have helped tons of students get roles as front-end developers. Students like Emily Brooks, who used to be a professional chef, or Sadie J, who is now working for the federal government and the US Census Bureau as a front-end developer. How cool is that? Job number 2 is junior web developer, which is actually related to front-end developer, but tends to be a little bit broader in scope, meaning that you will do both the front end and the back end of a website. This role is sometimes called a full stack developer or a back end developer. It kind of depends on the company and the technologies and all that stuff. But in general, what you're being asked to do is think a little bit about the front end and a little bit about the back end and really just combine the two to be a complete web developer. Common back-end programming languages are PHP, Python, and Ruby. Web developers make on average about $80,000 according to the website Indeed. But because it's a less specialized role than front-end developers, there tend to be more job opportunities and web developers can be found in a wider range of industries. And this is another job role that a lot of Skill Crush students have gotten, including Leslie Hogue, a former professional violist and business analyst who now works for the website Toast. You can check out her story right here. Awesome entry-level tech job number 3, junior UI/UX designer or user interface and user experience designer. This is another awesome role that we train our students for at Skill Crush. What makes this role really cool is that it's a newer role, so it's kind of up and coming, and there aren't a lot of people with experience in this exact role. So it's really, really natural for someone who is making a career change and doesn't have past experience. UI and UX designers are responsible for how a website looks and feels and how it works, meaning its user experience. And on average, according to Indeed, they make $98,000. Which is not shabby at all. If you want to hear an amazing story about a former public school teacher who retired to Costa Rica, where she was teaching yoga and doing fire dancing, and then decided to launch herself into a new career over the age of 50 in UI and UX design, then you have got to check out my interview with our Skill Crush alum, Stephanie Helvin. Awesome entry-level tech job number 4, web designer. Similar to web developer, web designer is a less specific, broader type of design role than UI/UX designer. And that means that there tend to be more web design jobs available and they exist in a broader range of industry. On average, web designers make $50,000 and they tend to be responsible for the more traditional kind of design elements of a website, the color, the fonts, the layout, the images, and the illustrations, rather than the user experience of a website. But this is a great entry-level, foot in the door kind of tech job. Using the skills he learned at Skill Crush, Joseph LeCount was able to ditch his job at a warehouse and the attendant 2-hour commute and land his first job in tech as a web designer. All right, and that brings us to our last awesome entry-level tech job, technical support or technical support engineer. If this sounds a little bit like customer support, that's because in a way it is, but it's a customer support role that requires a ton of technical knowledge. And the great news about this is that it pays really well, on average $75,000, according to the site Indeed. What is really awesome about this role is that it is a perfect entry point if you are particularly interested in working in sort of big tech or software, more technical companies, as opposed to other types of industries. And what you do in this role is that you will be in charge of helping customers of that company implement the software that they have bought from the software company. And often that requires a great deal of technical skill. So this is exactly the role that theater actor Casey Willis got as her first entry-level job in tech. And it allowed her to go from struggling actor to buying her very first house. How cool is that? All right, so if this video has gotten you excited about the possibility of landing an awesome new job in tech, then I've got great news for you. Over at skillcrush.com, we have a free online class that will give you a great introduction to all the skills that you would need in order to land one of these awesome high-paying jobs. So if you're curious about learning to code, curious about making a career change, I would love for you to click the link that I will have in the description below this video and give it a go. And otherwise, if you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you for listening to this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and otherwise, I will see you in the next video.